Hello everyone and welcome to another service episode on AB's Garage. Today we're going to be doing an oil change on a 2015 Ford Edge Sport with the 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine. First thing we'll do is go ahead and check the oil level, see how much oil is in the engine. That way we can get an accurate reading of if there's anything going wrong in the engine. Dipstick's located in the front middle of the engine. Just going to remove it and wipe it clean. And reinsert it until it fully seats. And this one looks like it's just under a half a quart low. So nothing unusual going on inside the engine. We'll just leave the dipstick partially removed to help with the oil draining process. Next, we'll go ahead and release the oil filter. The oil filter is located on the passenger side of the engine, right here behind this harness. All right, we'll go ahead and release the oil filter now. All you'll need is a 27mm half-inch drive socket, a 3-inch half-inch drive extension, and a half-inch drive ratchet. Just go ahead and mount it on the canister, and then break it free. And once you can release it by hand, just go ahead and spin it the rest of the way out by hand. And this is going to allow the oil that's trapped inside the oil filter housing to drain into the oil pan, so that when we drain the oil, we get as much of the oil out as possible. We'll also go ahead and release the oil fill cap, which is located right here, to help with the oil draining process. Just set it to the side. For this next part, you just want to grab a shop towel. And now that the oil has drained out of the filter housing, we can go ahead and remove the oil filter. Just kind of put a towel under it to catch any oil that may drip down. We've got our canister filter and our O-rings. To remove the oil filter, all you have to do is grab it and give it a little bit of a twist, and it should slide right out. Next, you'll just take a right angle pick and remove both O-rings down here. Just kind of grab on the back so they don't fly off. Lastly, remove this smaller one in the center. This one is a little bit more difficult to get off, but all right. So now we've got our oil filter cartridge and O-rings removed. Now we can go ahead and install the new ones. All right, so we've got our new O-rings and filter here. So we can go ahead and install the filter inside the filter housing. Fully seat it until it almost snaps into place. It doesn't matter which way the filter goes. Next, we'll open up our O-ring kit and get all 3 O-rings. The 2 larger O-rings go down in those lower seats along the filter housing cap. Simply slide them on down. And lastly, the smaller one goes over the top. All right. And now we've got our new filter and O-rings installed in the filter cup. We're able to go ahead and reinstall this now. All the oil that was in the filter housing has drained into the oil pan, so we can install this. All right, so to install our filter, we'll simply go ahead and reverse the process, insert it into the housing, and rotate it by hand, allow the threads to grab, And when you can no longer rotate it by hand, go ahead and grab your 1/2-inch ratchet and 27mm socket and rotate the filter into the housing. Once you feel the filter cap bottom out with the engine, just go ahead and give it about another 10 degrees of rotation, and then you'll be good. Then just take some brake clean and clean off the area. And that completes the filter replacement process. Ready to raise the vehicle and drain the oil. All right, we've got the vehicle up in the air, ready to drain the oil. I'm just gonna go ahead and go over where we've got the vehicle supported. We got the vehicle supported on the pinch welds as far forward and as far rear as possible, just to get an even weight distribution. So now we can go ahead and drain the oil. All you're going to need is a 3/8 drive ratchet. It's a plastic drain plug. Just go ahead and raise our drain bucket. Just going to insert our 3/8 drive ratchet into the plug. Till it fully backs out. Remove the ratchet. And then remove the plug. Be careful what you have laying in the oil drain bucket that you're going to be using, as if the oil comes down onto it, it could splatter up and hit you or get all over the place and cause a mess. And while we're under the vehicle, we can just give the underbody a quick look over, check the suspension, other components, transmission, exhaust, look for any signs of any fluid leaks. This vehicle is all-wheel drive. Check the fuel tank, rear differential. Just looking for signs of unusual wear and tear, like trying to identify potential future issues. This vehicle has 126,000 miles on it. Once the oil comes to this slow drip, you can go ahead and reinsert the drain plug. Just kind of rotate it around till it catches. It'll only go in one way, and you can tighten it down by hand, really. If you need the ratchet, you can use the ratchet. Once the drain plug's fully installed, just go ahead and wipe up any excess residue and take a little bit of brake clean to just clean the area off. And that completes the oil drain. So now we're ready to go ahead and add the engine oil. First, you'll grab your funnel and insert it into the oil fill. Then we can add the oil. Oil we're going with today is the Amsoil Signature Series 5W30. 5W30 being the weight recommended by the manufacturer. We're going with Signature Series because of its ability to perform extended drain intervals. Now, what's beneficial about an extended drain interval? Well, for one, you're bringing your vehicle in fewer times for service. Second, saves you money. So this whole oil change is going to cost about $70 to $80. That's 6 quarts of oil and the filter, and I'm doing it myself. That's going to get me 15,000 miles of protection. So if I wanted to, I could go 15,000 miles without any sort of issues. The oil's designed to go that far. So for $70 to $80, I have 15,000 miles of range. And that's beneficial due to the amount of money that I would spend on just another oil change that costs, let's say, $50 and gets me 5,000 miles. So to go 15,000 miles, I'd have to do 3 oil changes at $50 a piece. That's $150. I've already saved about half, and that's just on oil changes. These engines do take 6 quarts of oil, so we've got 1 gallon already added, and we'll add half of this one. All right, 6 quarts added. Just remove the funnel, reinstall the oil fill cap, fully install the dipstick. Next, we'll go ahead and do our oil light reset procedure and our engine oil pressure test. All right, we've made our way inside the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and do the oil light reset. To do that, you'll just simply power on the vehicle, push the start stop button 1 time. Then over on the left menu, scroll through the warnings. Scroll to the left till you get to the main menu, down to settings, vehicle, oil life reset, and hold OK to reset it until the bar goes to 100%, and release it. And that completes the oil light reset procedure. Next, we'll do our pressure check. To do that, go ahead and put our foot on the brake, start the vehicle, let it idle, and you're going to exit the vehicle and check for any leaks around the oil filter as well as below the vehicle. No oil leaking around the oil filter. No oil leaking below the vehicle. Next, we'll go ahead and check the oil level. To do that, just go back inside the vehicle and turn the vehicle off. All right, now we're going to go ahead and check the oil level. We've let the vehicle sit for a couple minutes after shutting it off, after performing the pressure test. Go ahead and remove the dipstick, wipe it clean. Then reinsert the dipstick. Flush with the engine, pull straight out. And the oil level is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's right there in the cross hatches, indicating the engine is full of oil. Reinstall the dipstick. Wipe down any potential mess that may have made. This concludes our episode on doing an oil service on a 2015 Ford EdgeSport with the 2.7 liter twin turbo EcoBoost engine. I hope you found this video helpful. For more information on Amsoil products or to place an order, I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.